You certainly have gotten it here this morning. If you're confident, if you're strong, you're optimistic, you have a different effect on those around you. Confident, strong, and optimistic. Yesterday I had a meeting with an artist who is extraordinary genius. He mixes paint for different kinds of constituencies for this painting to make sure that he includes all these elements of our society. And in this particular case, it's a painting of Cindy. Cindy is a well-known person in Wisconsin. She was in 8 foster homes, and the last one drenched her in lighter fluid and lit her on fire. She survived a year, 18 surgeries, and she is an exemplar. Anybody got a problem? Think about that. She is known with all the legislators, anything with handicapped people, disadvantaged. She's there to look at the legislation and tell the legislators this word and that word, kind of very detailed, well known. She's a national champion, local champion in Wisconsin, governor from Kentucky. They had a tornado that went through. They had heads up. Everybody, all the neighbors, make sure everybody got in the basement. Nobody died. And right after that was a rainstorm for 4 solid days. They knew it was coming. Everybody in the low part, out of your houses, go over there, get in other people's houses. And it all worked. What do you call that? Is that a problem? A street person, do you say hello to him, or do you walk across the street? A young lady that's being dragged along the sidewalk, maybe 6, 7 years old at the most. Parents are shouting at her. She's wailing away. Would you walk across the street? This is a real case in my case. I walked across the street to go over to stop this nonsense. I never looked at the parents. You don't know what's going on there. I looked at the child. I said, what a beautiful child you are. Your parents must be so proud of you. All of a sudden, everything kind of calmed down. They quit tugging at her. She kind of stopped crying, not totally. And I kept moving, never looked at the parents, and I told her what a wonderful child she was, a child of God. And I kept going. So I would suggest to you that all of us, where we are, well, let me give you this artist. I never finished that story. He said, what a terrible thing is going on in our society. And his wife works at UWM and teaches English as a second language to very outstanding foreign students. Their staff got cut in half. He was madder than the dickens about that. He's a very empathetic guy. I said, what happened to my cell phone? I was looking something up for him. And I knew where I left it. I went back there. It wasn't there. I had no trouble with that. You know what's on your cell phone? Holy cats, man up a tree. I went to the counter. I said, iPhone there? Oh, yeah, right here it is. Hand it to me. Okay, I went back to the table. And I said, well, he said, weren't you worried about that? I said, no, because most of the time all this stuff works out just fine. There's a lot of good people. He says, you're right. 90% of the people in this world, that's what they do. We just spend too much time on the 10%. And I don't know if those percentages are right or wrong. But know that you're in a position to spread a good message. Not to tell, to empathize with other people. To give them encouragement. Servant Leadership, a book written in this state, from the middle. He wrote a book, Servant Leadership in the Middle. I gave it to a couple of people down south, and the one young man said, man, that put it together with me. Another one said, another younger man, 5 years, 6 years older than him, said, I love that book. Makes so much sense. And they're in the middle of chaos. Tom?